going on, you guys? Your boy Lone Wolf, and welcome back to another video. We are here. We just finished watching episode 7 of the Shenmue animation. Now, if you want to continue supporting these episode videos, make sure I like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and share the video. And without further ado, cue the intro. All right, so we are back on another Shenmue, episode 7, where Ryo continues his journey of learning the Voodoo. He meets with the Grandmaster, which is pretty surprising, named Master Zhao-san. And he basically was going to him to ask him about if he'll learn the second step of the Voodoo. But apparently he won't teach him because he is highly disappointed because of he treated his student like an outcast in the past, and basically he's not worthy. As if y'all don't know what the Voodoo is, it is martial. It's a rule that martial artists follow, which is a martial chivalry basically. So basically you have to have ethics and stuff like that. But so far, Ryo learned Gong from G-Men from in the Tai Chi master, the Tai Chi old man, when he was that taught him the Iron Palm, and now he is about to learn the next Voodoo from Zhao Sun. But he doesn't learn it right away because he wants him to reconcile one of his students, who his name is Zhong Bai. He's he's a street performer and he is pretty much homeless, basically. So it was very much interesting how they pretty much showed through all that, and actually kind of like started getting into talking about the Yellowheads as well. So basically, the if y'all played Shenmue, basically it pretty much started the way how it's supposed to be. He meets up with the Zhang Bei, and basically was pretty much teaching him the pretty much announced him saying that we got a new performer here, and basically tell him to crack basically karate chop a rock. And of course Ryo successfully performs this task, and then makes the homeless guy, the Zhonbei's money. Now, y'all should know that he is pretty much homeless. So, but basically, it goes into a whole idea, and and then basically, that's when they meet with the Yellowheads. He was in trouble with them, and then Ryo comes and tries to save him. And then pretty much, he talks to Zhanbei about the Voodoo, and he was telling him about his Sifu. But he didn't want anything to do with Ryo because of course he is ashamed of, well, actually not ashamed, but also disappointed with his master for actually abandoning, because he felt abandoned, That's just what it is. But then again, later on down in the episode, he pretty much teaches gets befriended with Ryo, and all in the mall area. And pretty much the Yellowhead still came back and tried to antagonize him. And then Zhang Bei, of course, is a martial artist, so he pretty much defeats the Yellowheads just so easily. There was not much to talk about on this episode because everything was pretty much straight through, really. There was Ren of Heavens was looking for Rio, and pretty much he practically missed him. So, and then from then on, that's when pretty much they got to talking and explaining what's going on, and from then on, that's when Rio pretty much learned um the, yeah, Jean Bay pretty much gave him a note basically because he started to understand. Rio was starting to understand a lot from that Rio is actually again. It's like, oh, he's pretty much interesting. He's not a simple kid because he's starting to see that Rio as a person. He was just thinking that he was just some kid who just doesn't know anything at all. But in all truth, Rio, he was wrong about Rio, and then gave him a letter, which he takes back to his have him taken back to Guangzhou, his Sifu. And as soon as he gave him, gave him the letter, which by the way, the reason why his master pretty much abandoned, basically kicked out his student from the school is mostly because he was basically becoming a street performer. He was showing out his kung fu, which he was not supposed to. You know, in the martial world, where you are being taught as a student by a sifu, you're not supposed to use your skills outside of this martial school. That breaks one of the rules, and that's what pretty much got him kicked out in the first place. And his master feel bad about, and that's one of the reasons why his Sifu pretty much feels terrible. And he feels like he fails him as a master because he felt that he didn't fight for him enough, or didn't taught him enough. So he didn't deserve both master and student didn't deserve to talk about voodoo. But because of Rio, they changed their minds, and pretty much Rio is pretty much the one that actually kind of reconciled the relationship between them two, because the letter basically that Rio had that the beggar gave to Rio, and explained to him how much he apologized, and that he pretty much didn't follow the voodoo. He broke one of the rules in the school, so he basically apologized. He apologized to his master, and he understand that he has not forgotten what his master has taught. This episode was pretty much straightforward. It was not much actually like impactful. It was basically like a little filler episode, basically, which I have no problem with, because this was actually really good, because this is one of the minor characters. One thing I like about the Shenmue animation is that they're actually showing minor characters that you've seen in the game, and now we get to see them in the anime. But that was pretty much it. And that's when Rio learned the second rule of voodoo, which is G. And that so that's pretty much, I was like, okay, so now he has to learn like three more of the voodoo. So and that's when we get to go into episode 8, which is gonna be very interesting. I'll give this episode a 6 out of 10. I mean, it was okay. I mean, I liked it. Not much action, it was not much action. It was just a typical Shenmue walk away, like walk through, as much as we saw. Nothing too serious. All right, but I did enjoy the fact that we get to see the school, the martial school, because I was worried that we probably won't see it, but they actually showed it, which is pretty cool. I like that. All right, but yeah, that's it for this episode 7, guys. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and tell me what do y'all think about the seventh episode of the Shenmue animation. And I'll see y'all on episode 8. Okay, y'all take it easy.